spoken in a while, but even if you have no problem, who wants to come off mic and just say hi, Lolita?
Yo, Romaine. Yo, hi, Lolita.
Who was that? Say
Hi.
your name.
Hey, it's Jeffrey. What up, Ramon?
Hey, Jeff.
Lolita.
What's up? Good to have you here, man. Listen, Lolita, you good to go?
Yes, I am great to go.
All
I'm
right,
ready
all right.
to roll.
Mike is all yours, everybody. Lolita Walker, take it away.
I love it. Hey, you guys, for all of you all who don't know me, I am Lolita E. Walker. I am a certified life leadership and executive coach. I'm also a power speaker, podcaster, all of the things, author, 2-time author, about to be a 3, 4, 5-time author. So there's just so many things. Oh, thank you, Lolita Rocks. Thank you, Araya. I appreciate you all being here. Of course, I have got to start off with Ramon Ray. Okay, today's topic we are talking about is how to become unshakably flexible. Now you might say, oh my gosh, Lolita, that's such an oxymoron. How am I going to be unshakable and still be flexible at the same time? Listen, today, guess who we heard from? Ramon Ray, who was here, and he was talking about failing forward. And there's so many amazing things that can come from failing forward. And he was giving us all of these instances where he has failed forward. So I want to start off with saying to us, how have you failed forward? And now how can you remain unshakably flexible? So there's somebody today that's saying, listen, Lolita, what does this have to do with me? I'm a business owner. What does this have to do with me? I'm working in corporate America. What does this have to do with me? I'm an entrepreneur. What does this have to do with me? I'm a stay-at-home mom. It has to do with you because the power is becoming unshakable, yet being flexible at the same time. And I like to really call this thing right here, this tree. You know, I'm all about imagery, okay? If it's your first time leaning in, then I want to say, welcome to Coaching Cocktails and Conversations, where Lolita brings a bit to BWC Daily, because coaching is all about leaving you with a couple nuggets to challenge your thinking. Cocktails is not so much about what you're sipping on, but it's more about celebrating the greatness of who it is that you are. And then conversations is the juiciness that we are having right here. And the power, okay, about being unshakable and still being flexible at the same time. Imagine a tree. The unshakable part is because you have these roots. You have these roots that are grounded deep down into the ground, okay? For years and years and years, you had these strengths, this innate gift, all of these things inside of you, they're there, right? They're connections that's being made. Do you know that when trees have the roots underground and they start linking to they start linking around and their roots start to grab hold other places? Think about your community. Redwood trees have a community around them. Beautiful. But yet they're still flexible. Yet when you look up, you can see the sway that happens from side to side. I want you to think about you becoming unshakably flexible. Why is this important to you? Because no matter where it is that you stand, at work, at life, at home, I want you to remember who you are, the unshakable pieces of you, the strengths, the core values that you bring to the table. Because as my friend Ramon Ray is my case test today. He is my case study today, because today he started talking about this notion of this new TV production, this new production that he wanted to have on BWC Daily, that he was successful in because he's flexible, he can move, he can sway, but you got to be unshakable and know that I have a community around me who will keep me grounded, who will come to where it is that I am. And that is what we're talking about today. How to become unshakably flexible. And so to my Coaching Cocktails and Conversations community, to Breakfast with Champions, to BWC Daily, to my Facebook Coaching Cocktails and Conversations, YouTube, Twitter Spaces, all of the places that we are right now, I want you guys to think about this notion of becoming unshakably flexible. What does that mean to you? I'd love to see what it means to you. Unshakably flexible. And so my solution to that, and what I want to present to you today for your consideration, is simple. Power up your mind, your body, your spirit, period. Power up your mind, your body, your spirit. When we talk about flexibility, I want you to power up. I want you to plug in. I want you to look at the power that we have. Hey, Evelyn is able to watch today. Thank you so much for being here. I love it. Becoming unshakably flexible. I want you to power up. I want you to plug on in for work, for life, for home, your mind, your body, and your spirit. So let's talk about this notion right now. Okay? Let's talk about mind flexibility. Let's just talk about flexibility in general. Because one of the things, if you were here with me a couple of weeks ago, I talked about the power of resilience. And the imagery that I gave you was a rubber band. And I said, sometimes it's this adversity that comes at us, right? And sometimes there's these emotions, these things, this chaos that comes at us, right? Remember that we're grounded as a tree, and this rubber band, it pulls back, we pull it back, we pull it back, and it's all this stuff that's happening inside of our lives. It's disappointment I talked about. It's ego I talked about. It's anger I talked about. And so you pull back, you pull back, you pull back. But what we got to be ready to do is release. And when that rubber band gets released, that is us soaring to our endless possibilities. Are you ready to soar to your endless possibilities? Right? Are you ready? One of the things that Ramon talked about this morning is, yeah, you got to be ready. You got to be ready for disappointment. You got to know, I got to be ready for all of these things. I got to be ready for anger to come. I got to be ready for somebody in my community to say, I'm not in there anymore. I got to be ready for somebody to do that. Will it hurt? Absolutely, and hands down. How do you become unshakably flexible? How do you become that person that remains grounded in who it is that you are, your strengths that you have, so that now you can soar differently? Now you can say, okay, that didn't work. I'm moving on to the next. So I want you to think about a project that you feel that you failed on. And I want to talk to you about this powering up. I have a podcast episode. I think it was in season 1. I'm in season 4 now on Coaching Cocktails and Conversations. And I talked about laying inside of a hospital bed. And sometimes our body just doesn't feel like continuing to go. So sometimes we have an IV in our arm. Picture that. Okay. We have an IV in our arm because we're getting this solution that's helping to replenish who it is that we are. Okay. But then sometimes we just give our power away. Sometimes we unplug it. Sometimes we allow somebody else to say, all right, go ahead and grab all my power right there. What if you're being filled back up with this power? What if you're being filled back up with you being this unshakable? What if it's the affirmation of power of you? What if it's the demonstration that you have for all of your projects? What if it is Ramon Ray recognizing that, oh my gosh, let me talk about successes. Let me talk about this conference that's sold out right now that I have people coming to right here in this place, in this space. What if I talk about the books that I'm an author of? What if I talk about showing up inside of spaces and people knowing who it is that I am? What if I talk about the 3 companies that I've already launched and then sold? What if I talk about all of those things? See, that's the power coming back into you. But what if you've already unplugged? Come on, today is about staying plugged in. Dr. Jeannie said, I love your visual, Lolita, of the tension as we stretch toward the limitless possibilities. Absolutely. I love to give you these visuals because I want you to remember that you've got to remember that I am Lolita E. Walker, insert your own name. I walked into this space already being phenomenal, right? How do I know? I just listed off a million things that Ramon Ray has done. I can list off a million things that I do. I walked into this space already whole. You're adding to me and I love it. But just in case, when I have to leave this place because I'm soaring, because my rubber band has stretched and now is pushed to that endless possibility, I'm going to be good. I'm going to be good because I have this unshakable flexibility. I want you to know that you can plug in your mind, your body, your spirit. Let's talk about flexibility for each and every one of those. We have about 15 minutes to hang out today. So 15 more minutes to hang out today. Your mind. Why is it important to be flexible around your mindset? I want you to have a growth mindset. We're not going to stay stagnant. Yes, we have roots. Yes, we're continuing to add to that thing. But I want you to know, like everybody else, that there is flexibility in this thing. Your mind, I want you to challenge it. I want you to not only show up here and grab these tangible tips and tricks and relate it to your life right now, but I want you to use these things. And then I want you to drop off. Okay, drop off what you can't use. Don't even pick them up. Those breadcrumbs are for somebody else. I want you to know that when you think about your growth mindset that you're trying to grow, clarity plus confidence equals the commitment of how you show up every day. How clear are you in where it is that you're going? If you already have a vision, there's going to be bumps. There's going to be, oh my gosh, mountains and rivers and all of the things. But I want you to know you got this. You walked in unshakable. Those roots are always there. I want you to think about your mind. I want you to think about your mindset. I want you to understand the importance of flexibility and understanding the importance of being flexible and how unexpected situations will happen in your life, right? But you're ready for it. You're ready for it. That product that you just launched is not doing so well. I went on Amazon the other day. I was looking for something and I said, let me just Google my name. Let me put my name in there. Let me see how the books are doing. And my book is on sale actually. And they never send you something and say, hey, we're reducing the price of your book online at Amazon. And so my book that started off and doing really, really well, I think it was like $40 when it started off. My second book, Can We Talk? Letters and Poems to Reclaim a Better You. And I went on there the other day and it was $25. And I said, oh my gosh. But am I going to let that shake me? Absolutely not, because the book is good. And I said, well, shoot, if it's on sale for $25, that's less than I can order it from the publisher. So let me go ahead and grab me some right here. You got to move with what you got. And you might not see it inside of this moment right here, but you are impacting life. I tell you all the time that my voice, I already know that there's a little bit of Lolita E. Walker in each and every one of you all listening here today. Whether you're on Clubhouse, whether you're on Twitter Spaces, whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on LinkedIn, I want you to know you are greatness. Be ready for the unexpected. Yes, Araya, be ready for the unexpected because you are grounded. You are unshakable in who it is that you are and how it is that you showed up. And every single day, you add a little bit of extra. You add a little bit more dirt and nutrients. You add a little bit more things to build this tree and to feed this tree. There's water that's coming. There's blessings that's coming. There's people that are coming into your life. And then I want you to sway because there's flexibility that's available. We talked about having the right mindset, knowing that it's already done. Connecting to the emotion of how you're going to feel when you get to the end of that thing. I want you to think about home. I want you to think about work. I want you to think about life. You all know I'm getting my PhD and I'm on this doctoral journey. Lord, thank you for being with me, right? But I know how I'm going to feel when I walk across that stage. I know.
Dr. Lolita Walker. Dr. Lolita Walker. Let's go. I'm sorry. I had to just bombard your live stream, all your people. Like, who's this dude? But Lolita Walker, Dr. Lolita Walker. I'm done. Please continue the Lolita Show.
Yes. Listen, come on anytime you want, because that is the power of being unshakable and knowing who it is that you are. When I think Ramon Ray, oh, you guys, that was Ramon Ray, just in case you hadn't met Ramon Ray. Now, the thing is, when I think about Ramon Ray, I think about the roots that he has because he's already demonstrated. You see that smile he had, you see that brightness he had, you see that extra energy he had. That thing right there is who it is that he is. So he is unshakable in that thing right there. That thing right there is powerful, but he's flexible. He's able to move and sway and leap onto his other pieces of the community and leap onto all of those things. Grab that root and say, you're going to hold me right now. Grab that root of faith. He always talks about God. Grab that root of faith and say, you are going to hold me right now. So as I walk into this thing, I will be held. So I want to gift you today clarity plus confidence equals commitment. All right. Talking about flexibility. Yes. Listen. You got to claim it in advance. You got to have the doctor in front of you in advance. I appreciate my community because I'm telling you, there's been some nights where there's tears coming out of my eyes. There's been sometimes I'm a published author, but the academic writing is something a whole lot different. And I get this feedback on these papers. I have been in tears, you guys, tears. Okay. But you know what I remember? I remember folks like you that say, hey, Dr. Lolita E. Walker. And I remember the manifestation of what that's going to look like and feel like on the other side. So I continue. I continue because I recognize my why. I continue. Yes, Araya said, name it, claim it, do it. Absolutely. Then name it, claim it, and do it. It is on repeat. Okay, absolutely. So we talked about your mind. We're powering this thing. We're not giving away our power. We're actually plugging into power. Then we want to go to our body, right? Flexibility in your body. Woo. I know you already have it. Some people's body just started hurting all of a sudden when I said the flexibility in your body. Some people already just are hurting. Maybe it's just me. What I want you to know is that touch your toes in the morning, stretch your arms in the morning. You feel all of that? I want you to know that you are flexible. There's power in being flexible in your body. Your mind, your body, and your spirit is this amazing, amazing trio, right? And so when we talk about the flexibility that we have in the tree and our flexibility in our mindset and our standing strong inside of this growth mindset, but being able to shift and swift and do all of the things, that thing right there is #power. So I want you to make sure that it's not only your mind that you're moving with. I want you to make sure that you're fueling your body as well. How does this work, Lolita, for my business? How does this work, Lolita, for my home? How does this work, Lolita? I'm a full-time student. How does it work? I want you to show up. What are you grounded in? Yes, Dora Maria said, my toes, my hand, orange covering my eyes. Absolutely. When you get up, I want you to stretch for it. Are you willing to stretch for your goals? Stretch for your body. Your body is your vessel. Take care of it. It matters. Today, we're talking about how to be unshakably flexible. I want you to be grounded in who it is that you are, grounded in your vision of where you're going, and knowing that I'm flexible enough to be able to shift, to still meet my why right here. We're not going to hide behind that because I know who I am. When I got here, I'm gaining a lot from you in my present, but then when my future comes, I'm going to be able to move on because I'm still grounded in where it is and who it is and what it is that I'm walking and talking and doing, behaving every single day. I get so excited talking to you guys. I want to open it up for a minute and see if anyone has anything that they want to add before I continue.
And definitely on the Clubhouse side, Twitter Spaces side, this is going through Ramon Ray's feed, and Lolita's restreaming it there. But again, I just want to pause with you, Lolita, just on the Twitter side, Clubhouse side. Feel free to unmic. Lolita's invited some comments. We're cognizant that we are on live video platform. I heard somebody there. Unmic, say your name clearly so Lolita can hear it.
Well, while they're still doing that, Ramon, because do you hear anybody?
Yeah, I thought I heard. That's why I was pausing. But you never know. Somebody could. But go ahead.
Well, while you're doing that, I did want to read, Patricia Russell said, thank you, Lolita. I needed to hear you this morning. And I wanted to say that that's a piece of our being unshakable and being flexible, is that her mind is flexible enough to know that I'm willing to receive, but she's still standing there. And she said, guess what? I needed exactly this voice this morning, because not only the voice, but also the tangibles, because I want to strengthen the roots that I have on who it is that I am.
And I do have one question, one comment, Lolita, if I may. Yeah, I think two things I want to say. I think I just love the aspect of what you said. And can you say it one more time about the roots of the trees reaching out to others? Can you just repeat that refrain again? And then I have a second question to ask you, but go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to try to reframe. Sometimes when you're in the moment, you can't say exactly.
It's how the roots reach out and get strength with others and leverage and that kind of thing. Yeah.
So I happen to be in oh my gosh, Occidental, California, with an amazing woman I met on Clubhouse in a different room. And I went to visit her for 8 days, didn't know her at all, Kate Greer, right? And I get to her house and she remembered that I love water and trees. That is my most be free space. When I get to her house is surrounded by redwood trees. Oh my gosh, I've never seen anything more beautiful. And she was explaining to me how redwood trees communicate in this community and this family that they have. And so they're grounded, right? So these roots, they're touching all of the other trees and they're building this sense of community. And it never left me. Then she took me to the ancient forest of trees. And so what I said there is that our roots, imagine that they're your strengths and your power and your values and your core and all of your experiences. And then they grab hold of another tree that's right there. I've grabbed hold of some of your roots out of Ramon. So I've grabbed hold to the Ramon roots, and there's things that I'm pulling from Ramon because he's strengthening me. I talked about the water that's just pouring down and helping the nutrients grow, helping my tree to grow, and then us being able to be flexible.
That was powerful. So it's kind of like, then I'll have you go on. Again, everybody, we're here listening to Lolita Walker, the future Dr. Lolita Walker, here on Breakfast with Champions. Here we're live streaming on Twitter. We'll be having Elena Cardone and Lisa Copeland coming up in the next few minutes. And we're live streaming on the Clubhouse site as well. Anybody wants to join, jump in. Let me just pause for 3 seconds. Jump in. Let me hear you.
I love the shake. This is Jeannie. I love the shakeable and flexible being juxtaposed. It's so powerful. Thank you, Lolita.
And Dr. Jeannie, that's what I wanted to ask Lolita. Thank you, Dr. Jeannie. Dr. Jeannie, you must be reading my mind. That's what I wanted to comment on, just to have you restate again. I think that's what powerful, that flexible unbreakableness. That I think is powerful, Lolita. And I think not everybody has it, right? Because some people are flexible, but then they like, noodles or something like that the whole life. And that we don't want that. Some people unflexible. I got some people like that in some communities I'm in, not this one, but one or two guys I can think of. I'm like, let me just call it out. Like, Pastor, like, can't we just have like green donuts today? No. Got to have red donuts. We've had it for the last 100 years. So what do you think about that, Lolita?
Yes, this is about how to be unshakably flexible. And it's the power right there, right? Unshakably flexible. And so when you first hear it, just like Dr. Jeannie said, is they don't really go together. Somebody could say, how can you be unshakable yet you could be flexible? Well, here today, that is what I'm telling you right there. I love this. You know, Friesen Holistic said, flexible with my vision to support young adults who have autism and yet have their own vision to live independently. Absolutely. And so I want to say, hey to you, and thank you for pouring in, because that notion of being rooted, of being grounded in who it is that you are, and knowing without a shadow of a doubt, this thing is already done. So let me walk into it. You got to already own the future self. So as our last user just said, is folks with autism, they already have a vision to live independently, right? So yes, we're going to lean into that, flexible with my vision to support young adults who have autism and yet have their own vision to live independently. So their roots, they're clear. And what he is able to do, or she's able to do, is really just say, hey, guess what? I want to remind you of all of this stuff, and I'm part of your community. Let me help you be flexible in how it is that you get there. I love that.
Yeah,
So
I
good.
think in a way, Lolita, I think it's, what we're doing here, as I think about, some of our mutual friends, you got like a NASA engineer who went to the moon and back and like can program satellites and deep government secret stuff. Dora Maria, you got one of the greatest athletes of all time playing b-ball in other countries, tall and handsome and amazing. Dre Baldwin, you got Christina Howard, like, man, you talking about dynamite? Dynamite. Yep. So imagine, this is going back to what you're saying, Lolita Howard. I mean, I think it's just Lolita Walker. I think it's just amazing. And I think when I think of this community, you and I, Lolita, I think if you and I ever share the stage together, they're probably going to take insurance out, just to make, what I'm saying? Cause like pyrotechnics.
Yes, I hear you. Listen, Ramon, it's already done. We just got to make it, put it on the books, because I know that our show will be #amazing. Okay, Ramon, we're going to be doing some high fives. I might hit them with a cartwheel. Okay, that flexibility, I'm going to have to do a stretch before, but today we're going to be unshakable in knowing who it is that we are, because we're going to own every single mistake. We're going to fail forward, Ramon, and we're going to make it work. Absolutely.
That's okay. Right. Fail forward. And I'm going to leave you to do the singing. I think that's the only thing maybe I will. Maybe that's part of the flexibility. Maybe I'll bring earplugs. How about that? We can upsell $1.99 earplugs we can give to the audience, which they will have to buy because Ramon is going to hear what's
going on.
Yeah. Keep talking, Lolita. You got 5 minutes to go. Keep sharing with Lolita. Take us out here, and I'll come back on in the next 4 minutes. But continue on. You're doing great.
Thank you. Listen, today, just in case you're just joining, you're going to have to go back and listen to the replay in all of the places and spaces, okay? Hopefully you're watching at bwcdaily.com, Coaching Cocktails and Conversations, my entire community. Don't worry, it'll be on the podcast, Breakfast with Champions. We're on LinkedIn. We're on Twitter Spaces. We're on YouTube. We are on all of the things. So if you didn't catch today how to become unshakably flexible in your work, your life, your home, then you've got to go back and listen, because what I talked about is, listen, plug in, plug up to your mind, your body, and your spirit. I gave you a bunch of different images so that now you can put yourself in that position. You can pull back when I talk about this rubber band test, because you're getting yourself ready through all of the adversity, the trials, the triumphs, all of the things. You're going to pull all the way back, and then you're going to release and allow yourself to soar, because you are grounded, you are unshakably flexible, and you have decided that in the midst of your stillness, we talked about that a couple of weeks ago, in the midst of your stillness, you continue to power you continue to get fueled up. So I want you to be clear on where your vision is. We talked about your mind. Yes. We talked about your body. And now for your spirit, this whole spirituality, we talked about physically, spiritually, emotionally, all of the leads, right? Is that part of how you are grounded? I talked about Ramon Ray being my case study for today, and him being grounded. Part of one of his roots absolutely is faith. Part of one of mine is absolutely faith. And when that thing is grounded right there, sometimes you got to say, you know what? That root right there, I'm taking it with me because I need it with me right here in this moment. I want you to decide, what do you need inside of this moment in order to propel you a little bit further in your work, in your life, in your home, in your business? What is it that you need? And of this community with all of these roots, like we are redwoods, all of us are together. And it's not only my community, it's Ramon's community who this is going out to. It's Lisa Copeland's community who this is about to go out to. It's all of our communities. And so if we are redwoods and all of our roots are being pinched together and we're touching each other, then we have the power to reach out. Where is your ask? Who have you reached out to because your vision is so clear and you recognize, I got to talk to Dre. When I reached out to Dre Ball, when I said, you are phenomenal in the space that you are in, you got to be on my podcast. Who are you reaching out to in order to help you to meet your goals, but also to help you to power you? Come on, y'all. Don't leave all of these nuggets right here, because there's something that you can take in order to shift differently. Okay, there's something today that you heard in what I said, and I want you to grab that and I want you to pour it into who it is that you are, and then take action on where it is that you're going. Because today, what I talked about to you is how to become unshakably flexible. You are already standing right here. Do the work. Do the work and connect. So Ramon, thank you so much for all of the things. I appreciate you. This is always so, so good.
Lolita Walker, I appreciate you too. Don't forget, everybody, visit lolitawalker.com. I believe Lolita may be having an amazing summit coming up in the next few months. So go to all those places as well, Lolita Walker. Great to have you here. And please give hugs and kisses to that amazing young man who steals the show. I'm just saying, I'm sorry, but every time Walker comes on, we're all like, oh my God, Lolita, you can go away. Sorry. We want to hear the dude. So Lolita, thank you so much, everybody. Connect with Lolita on all the platforms. Good to see you here, Lolita. I know you got a busy day ahead of you. Appreciate you being here. Hey, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We continue on with the Breakfast with Champions show. And I believe today we may have again, yes, Elena Cardone is here and Lisa Copeland are here. Elena, how are you this morning? This is Ramon Ray. We're going to end the live stream on video and you guys are going to continue as usual. But Elena, how are you? Lisa Copeland, how y'all doing today?
Oh, man, we're so good. Yay. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for being here, Elena. We're going to turn over to you in 10 seconds. Lisa Copeland, how are you this morning? You all right?
I am doing great. And hey, I want to remind everybody in here, share this out, invite your friends into the room. Elena and I've got some hot topics we're going to be talking about this morning. And we need to get some people in the room because we want to open it up and bring some people up and have some conversations.
Indeed. Hot topics indeed. Glad you're here again, everybody. This is Breakfast with Champions, founded by Glenn Luddy, motivation, education, inspiration with a high dose of positivity where everybody has a seat at the table to help you live your best life or start or grow your business. My name is Ramon Ray, publisher of BWCDaily.com. I'm going to end the live video stream right now, and we're getting ready to have a show hosted by Lisa Copeland, Elena Cardone, and I see Glenn Lundy in the house as well. Lisa, take it away.
Hey, good morning. Okay, Elena, can I just tell you something fun?